There have been gallons and gallons of ink spilled on the interpretation of this gospel reading today. And primarily the fact that this is the only place in the New Testament where it ever says that Jesus wrote something. Now granted, he traced it in the dust, but there's nowhere else that it ever says he wrote anything. And yet, what did he write? And many theologians and scholars and philosophers and anyone else who wanted to take a stab at it has made assertions about what he probably wrote, what he could have wrote. Maybe it was the names of the Pharisees. Maybe it was their sins. Maybe he wrote, "You are forgiven." But nobody knows. And don't you think that's pretty important? I mean, it's the only thing that Jesus has ever said to have written, and nobody recorded what it was. They recorded his miracles, his parables, all this other stuff. I mean, here's the Son of God, the Messiah, writes something, and no one records it. Unless what he wrote was not nearly as important as why he wrote it. So let's backtrack a little bit to first reading Isaiah. And he talks about the God who makes a path for the Israelites, a God who does this and that. In other words, an all-powerful God. And so we can sometimes look at this all-powerful God and say, why doesn't he just change me? Why doesn't he just make me good? And that's not how God works. Sometimes we forget that this is a God, an all-powerful God, who longs for our company. Can you believe that? Someone who longs for our company. I mean, sometimes I think I'm pretty boring, and yet he longs for my company. He longs for your company. It's a wonderful statement to think about. So this God, who is all-powerful and longs for our company, doesn't want us to be forced to him. That's not love. In order to love, we must have free will. That he wants our love, but he will not force it. The gospel acclamation today talks about God's abiding love and mercy. The Jews called it chesed in Hebrew. And that chesed is untranslatable into one word because it means this unconditional, never-ending, abiding love and mercy of God. It's really a central theme in the Old Testament. And then it bleeds over into the New Testament as agape. Agape is this love for someone even when they are undesirable. This is the God who wants to reconcile with us, not for his sake, but for our own, so that we could be close to the one who longs to be with us. So now to this gospel. Just to give some background, the punishment for adultery, there were two different punishments given in Deuteronomy. The first is if they were a city dweller and they were caught in the act of adultery, they would be stoned. Because if you're in the city and someone is, you're not freely committing adultery, then you could scream for help, someone would hear you and come and help you. If you were out in the country, in the Galilee, for instance, or Nazareth, and it's wide open spaces, the punishment was flogging, like Jesus was scourged at the pillar. Because if you're out in the country and you cry for help, someone might not hear you, so it's plausible that you might not want to commit adultery. So if you imagine this, remember Joseph is going to divorce Mary quietly. And the reason is Mary would be accused of adultery. She was already betrothed. And so she would have been flogged. You can imagine Mary's scourging at the pillar like her son would have so many years later. So here's this woman caught in the very act of adultery, they say this, which means she's either scantily clad or she's clad in nothing at all. And they drag her through town in front of her friends and neighbors, relatives, people who have known her maybe all her life. And they're cursing at her and they're throwing stuff at her. It's a horrible parade through town. And they drag her to the feet of Christ, the one that maybe she's been waiting to meet for many months or even years now, but not in this way. And they drag her to the feet of Jesus, and they say, the law says this, what should we do? Now there's a few things here that are kind of odd. First of all, if she was caught in the very act of adultery, where's the fellow who was involved? We don't even hear about him. And secondly, those who caught her in the very act of adultery and dragged her before the feet of Jesus, I wonder how long they watched before they did something about it. You think about that. Because Jesus is calling them out on it and saying, which of you has not sinned, cast the first stone. So here she is, and she's mortified. She's mortified. So she's probably trying to cover herself up. And she won't even meet the eyes of the Lord. Her eyes are looking right at the ground. And so Jesus squats down on the ground and begins to trace in the dust. And no one knows what he wrote. It says that he straightened up, questioned them, whichever one of you has no sin, cast the first stone. They leave one by one. It says he squats down again. And some of the English translations say, then he straightened up. Well, the Greek says anaophtho. Anaophtho, we get ophthalmology from that. Anaophtho means looked up, not straightened up. So as this woman is mortified here, Jesus is getting down and he's tracing in the dust. And it says literally, then he looked up at her. And if he looked right up at her, he'd be looking right in her eyes. You see, it's not important what he wrote, but why he wrote. That the Son of God, divinity, found an excuse to squat down in the dust so that he could look into the eyes of a sinner and offer salvation. And he says to her, I don't persecute you either. Go. And he doesn't enable anyone. Jesus never enables. He empowers her. And he says, go. And don't do it again. Choose to live differently, but go. Your sins are forgiven. He didn't say, oh, it's all right, everybody does it. Or, no, you're fine, do whatever you want. But he engages her and says, I am not condemning you. You get a second chance at life. She was dead, they were going to stone her. You get a second chance at life. So much do I desire your company. Now go and don't sin again. Not for my sake, but for your own. This is the God we're talking about. That this Jesus is the God of second chance. It's the 5th week of Lent. It's not too late. Next week is Palm Sunday, Passion Sunday, that begins Holy Week. And during this week, there will be penance services at different local churches. They have one at Sacred Heart on Friday night. I'll be at the ELC tomorrow again from 11 to 1. That's the last time I'll be there on a Monday. But this is an opportunity to approach, unlike this woman, she didn't have the choice. This is an opportunity to approach our God who desires our company. Our God who lowers himself in the dust just so he can look up into our eyes. The God of Chesed, whose abiding love and mercy is endless. And the one who wants us back. Let me assure you, you can never, ever get so far away from God that you can't turn back. You can't. You can never get too far away. 50 years, 100 years, all kinds of lifestyles and decisions. There's never a time